Well, happy Wednesday to everybody. Welcome to Virtual Happy Hour. Glad you're along. Let's roll the open. How about it in three, two, one? Here we go. Ah, yes. Good afternoon and welcome. I'm kind of having a little random echo in my ears here. I don't know what the it's. I'm using a little different sound today than usual, so that may be part of it. Don't know, but I did not break out the normal mics, so that may be why I'm getting the echo. Who knows? Should have broke out the normal mics. All my bad. How's everybody doing? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? Happy Wednesday, as I mentioned. Let's go ahead and type that into you folks. Happy Wednesday. Boy, I don't know if it's. I get this way. I don't know why, but I'll tell you my dilemma, and then well, you guys can chime in. I have this real strange bout with tiredness and laziness. I did my workout again today, that which is good. It's 3 days in a row. I've only got to really basically walk tomorrow about a block, and I will have hit my goal for the week, which is good. Um, but that being said, a little tired. Don't know why. Don't know why. Just I don't know if it's because I've got less on my plate, which I really don't have less on my plate. I don't know if it's the transition from quote unquote the baseball season to the off season for me, which even though I didn't have a normal baseball season, I am kind of in off season mode, which that usually means um, stretches 4 or 5 days sometimes where there's nothing going on, sometimes weeks, not a lot goes on. Then all of a sudden, boom, you're hit with something. I don't know if that's it. Um, Whatever the case may be, I'm just like, did my workout and had a hard time getting going this morning. I got my Bible study this morning at 7. I laid back down again and got going again, and then did my workout and had my smoothie for lunch. And I was just like, I mean, you'd think after the workout, I'd be had the juices flowing. Then I wind up in the same rut, which I get in the off season. I'm trying to scramble to make up for time. And this summer, I was really good at getting things knocked out, knowing that I had to knock this out, this, whatever. And I don't know. I know it's not having the Wednesday show that I used to have the baseball show on Wednesday with the T-Bones, which that's gone to dry dock for the off season, at least until we get some more breaking news, that kind of thing. But we're not doing that show until at least another month or so. And even then, I only do it about once a month. So we're not talking about a major, every. Oh, we've actually got we're being we're being called in the air. Let's just have some fun with this. Call, you're on the air with me on Happy Hour. Yeah, hold on. Let me put the speaker on. I'm actually live on Facebook. What are you doing?
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was on you're on happy hour. I wouldn't have called.
Well, you want me to call you back when I'm done?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, I'll call you back when I'm done, kiddo. Love you.
Okay, love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
It's Caroline who was checking in. Um, anyway, never know when the kiddos are going to call. All good. Good to see David out there. So anyway, that's my dilemma. I don't know. And again, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing any less physical activity. So that's the good thing. I'm not being lazy because I mean, I'm actually doing my physical thing, still doing my workout, but for whatever reason, I don't know. It's because I don't have as much on my plate, or so many things are kind of hanging out in the balance to really get to. I mean, I've got things to get to. Don't get me wrong. And this afternoon, I worked on, of all things, color combinations for uniforms. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's what I was working on. And I need to be working on other stuff too, websites and things like that. But yeah, it's bizarre. But dang it, if I ain't real tired right now, and this happens every year about this time, I get home, September 20th, and I know, kind of unwind for a week or so. And then by the time I get to week 2 or 3, I get in this rut where I'm just like, It's bizarre. I don't even, and I have plenty of things, and I even made myself a list last night before I went to bed of things I got to get done today. But anyway, uh, hope you guys are doing well. And hear what you guys are doing. But we are wife's actually tutoring downstairs. We've developed this vicious. You guys have met Max. You guys know who he is, but he's got one, really two things that set him off. Anytime anyone gets close to the front door, UPS man, postman, neighbor's dog, neighbor, anyone, he's a little territorial, just protecting his people. I get that. His other thing is, and this is crazy about this guy, he loves those rawhide bones, right? Now, a couple years ago, 2000, I think it was the 2019 season, I think, in Kansas City, we learned a major lesson. We gave him a leftover beef bone from Jack Stack barbecue there in Kansas City. And long and the short of it was, that was a big mistake. He had it got him sick. It was rich meat plus the bone. He got some of those shards in his stomach. He got sick. Luckily, it passed all through. And he was fine. We didn't, but he was a little scary and dicey for a while there. He wasn't feeling real good. So we don't give him. We only a couple of times ever get him real bones. We usually give him the rawhide bones. You know, the ones the doctor gives you, the dental bones and all that. So, but he loves those rawhide bones. I mean, he will make this thing last days, and he'll kind of keep it close by, and he'll carry it up to the bedroom, and he'll take it and he'll put it in the bed with him, and we got to take it, and when he's not looking, put it on the counter so we don't roll over in the bed because he sleeps with us at our feet. We don't roll over in a bone. If the cat gets too close, boy, he gets angry. Now, usually, if the cat gets too close, um, he just takes off and runs because she bugs him. But he's got anyway. We had a while ago, the young lady that my wife was tutoring, doing a session with. I guess they both, my wife and the kiddo, got a little close to the bone, and Max was not. He sounded like he was on attack where I was sitting up here. I was just like, what is going on? Turns out I walked downstairs. He has a bone. That's what it was. And Mama probably got too close to the bone, and he's like that. Let me see if he'll come up here. Come here, bud. Bring your bone too. He sounds like he's probably not going to do it. I think he thinks that if he brings the bone up, it's a chance it gets taken up. Now, the daytime, tomorrow, he'll have that same bone, whatever's left of it, and he'll be out in the hallway. In here, I'm in the office, and to my right, which is your left, my right here, I can kind of show you. There we go. There's the hallway. He'll be out in that said hallway there, and he'll be laying out there in the hallway, and he'll have the bone somewhere nearby. It'll be right there by him, or it'll be a few feet away, or he might even have it in our bedroom, which is down the hallway, but he's between the bone and the bed, and he knows where the cat is. The cat usually, and of course, she's usually not even concerned with the bone, but still. But it's funny. I was wondering, and I don't know where this came from, but my thought was earlier, what is the whole bone thing with dogs? I mean, I know sort of some of it's the meat, the fact that they, getting a bone and getting all the meat off the bone, right? That's kind of the thing. The jackals, that thing, that whole mentality. It's their wild nature getting as much meat off the bone as possible, right? I mean, but what is the bone? Because you give a dog a bone, and it's the old cartoon of throwing the bone over the fence, and the dog, or throw the bone, the dog gets the bone. Dogs like to play fetch. We know that a lot of retrievers do, but what is it with the bone? What is it? I don't know what it. I mean, if we gave him a real beef bone, he would go nuts. Now, granted, he likes treats. He likes adult food, human food. I mean, he had a piece of shrimp last night. I mean, the kid, he loves human food. But what is it about the bone that dogs go nuts over and bury them said bones? I don't know, and obviously it's somewhere along the line of their evolution down the line, when their creation / evolution, whatever you want to call it, as they've evolved over the years. But there's got to be some kind of in the wild instinct for that. But I could give him. Yeah, and most dogs like to chase balls and things like that, but not all dogs do. But you give him something that's like a rawhide or something bone-like, they go nuts. And most dogs but he's not one to go chase baseballs or retrieve ball. He sort of he'll go retrieve his babies, little toys, but all dogs love bones. And I just was wondering because I mean he is so territorial about it. You could he's not like that about anything. Where he sleeps, where he likes to be with us, but he's not. Where he sits on the couch. If the cat gets too close, he gets up, repositions himself somewhere else. But that bone, a whole different animal. If she gets too close, man, it's fight on. So anyway, I just had that random thought about what is it with the dog and the bone? It's he won't come up here, but you want to jump on? There it is, right there. There's your link of virtual out there. Mom will not be here today. Mom is actually. I showed you guys on Monday the photos and videos for the Artisan Cafe there in Elkhart, Indiana. And Mom did actually was going back there. Well, she's been there a couple times this week, I'm sure. But they had a special wine preview dinner tonight there at the Artisan, and she was going with a friend of hers, Connie Hansen, who a dear friend of our family up there in Indiana, and they were going today. So Mom couldn't be on the show, and she does apologize. And then GM, WD-40's downstairs. She is doing class right now, doing a tutoring session. So just me right now, no guests. So if you want to jump on there, it's right there for you to hop on. I don't have a lot today. I think in the next 48 hours, and I think this has been echoed by several people out there on the ticket, and also I know my mate Ryan Hyatt up in Lubbock, even I think he alluded to this. The next 48 hours will be interesting to see what the NFL is going to do with some of the pseudo COVID stuff going on. You may have seen the player that I forget the name that tested positive. Who is that? Tested positive for the Patriots. Who was it? It was. I don't know. It was whoever the player was. I'm trying. Stephon Gilmore. Stephon Gilmore. I knew it was he's a star, but Gilmore actually gave a hug and an embrace to Patrick Mahomes on Monday night following the Chiefs win, and he is tested positive for COVID-19. Although they think he it was probably dormant or where the medical word for it was in his system at the time. It hadn't really kicked in, but Gilmore. It's Gilmore is who it was, and the video I saw, it's like, yeah. So, but it's interesting to see what happens the next 48 hours. I would not bet on them shutting down anything long term. I would not bet on them even going to a bubble, although I would bet on it. It's safe to say the way this thing is, they'll probably, if there's going to be any shutdowns, if they've got to shut down some games and move the schedule around, they'll just add on the back end. They'll just add on. I mean, you've got already 1 week in the back end of it. You've got, you could add more into it as well. The only problem I would see is that the Super Bowl, which I believe, where is the Super Bowl this year? Where is the Super Bowl? I should look this up. I don't even know where Super Bowl is going to be. It's going to be in Tampa. Okay, Raymond James. So, assuming Raymond James isn't booked, and I would not think it would be booked for anything, being that it's a football venue, I would not think it'd be anything booked for it weeks later. I was just thinking it was maybe like the Rams or the Cowboys Stadium, one of those newer facilities that might have something on the horizon down the road. In Dallas, it could be a bull riding competition or tractor pull or something. Who knows? All right. In LA, it could be a big award show. You never know. But being in Tampa, I think you're probably okay. I think what they do is add on the back end. So you could see this. You could see the Super Bowl being played, 2, 3, 4 weeks later if that happens. But I do know this: the NFL for a number of years, and I mentioned this on Monday, has a lot of contingency plans. They have got major contingency plans because of the fact that their game is so TV oriented. Canceling games and moving games is one thing, but canceling games is another issue. Remember what was it, 2000 after Hurricane Katrina, there in New Orleans, they moved those games to a place in a window in San Antonio mostly, and but they had a contingency plan in place, and there's a plan in place. Granted, they got to, the schedule itself may not be in place, but that's why the teams want, for example, in case of an airline strike or transportation, maybe whatever, they want teams to get there a day before. That's why conference sports, conference football, you usually arrive for a conference game the day before. If you have a 7 o'clock game, you'll still go Friday afternoon. NFL, you got to be there the day before. I believe it's 24 hours prior to kickoff. I believe that's the reason why last week the Patriots were scheduled to leave on Saturday for that Sunday game, but they played on Monday. But the travel got pushed back because of COVID, but they had that window built in there. One of the rare times you'll see a team travel on Monday. So, but I would be willing to think that the NFL's watching this thing closely, and I don't think bubble doesn't seem like that's going to be the way to go. But I think that they will probably just shovel the schedule around if they have to. And what you got to remember now is that every team is affected by the one team. Team that played last week that had the COVID test, the team they played, and vice versa. But so far, it looks like it's kind of a hit or miss. Interesting to see what happened and what lessons sports learned from baseball and from basketball. But football, a little different animal. But although of all the sports that really don't need I shouldn't say they don't need. Colleges need the crowd money, but the NFL doesn't. The NFL is a TV game. Good iced coffee today. All right, what's everybody doing today? Where are you guys at? I've only got a handful of you out there today. I was going to show you guys some good stuff, a little show and tell today. And this is, speaking of football, this is actually going to be from the weekend. And I'm going to pull these up here. All right, pull this in the. I don't know why the video's not coming up here. Make the screen show the video again. That maybe what I have to do, which was fine. Because I did that last week or last Monday. Give me just a moment here. Let's pull this. Oh, the wrong one. Facebook's so funny because it changed their whole outlay again, and it's kind of a little different, I guess. Let's see. There we go. I got to find it the right place. Here we go. Okay. By the way, interesting watch last night. I don't know if you guys seen the Social Dilemma. My wife turned me on to it. I did see it. Saw it on. Oops, sorry about that. Stop this. This was it. I'll give you guys a couple of scenes from over the weekend. But the Social Dilemma is what my wife was talking about. It's kind of interesting that, I mean, it's definitely definitely worth seeing. If you want to look at the power of social media and what they do and what's going on, there's a lot of really good for it. This show right here is one of them. I think for sport coverage, for churches, for education in some places, but there's a lot of scary things that go on. You should watch the Social Dilemma and check it out. But one of the good things is this would have been this little video from Friday night. This would have been the team coming onto the field. Let me see if I can get a better shot of this here. Here we go. There we go. This will be a little better for you guys. This is the Minutemen coming on the field on Friday. I thought I'd give you guys this. Let's go play this for you guys. Let's see how this will fire up for us. This would have been Friday night. there you go. Let's see if I get that up. There we go, off the screen there. That was Friday night. I think that's kind of cool. It made me want to go run through the crowd there, but that was the Minutemen coming to the field on Friday night. Sort of cool there. My brother's school where he teaches there, up and coaches there in Indiana, but kind of cool. That's something they've done the last couple of years. A lot of schools do it, but the whole drum corps, drum line, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to pull up one more for you too in just a moment if I can do that. I'm going to show you some photos too when I get to the. I think this is the right one. I think. Yeah, this is one of them right here. So I'm going to show you guys this one in a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a couple of show and tells here, if you will. There's me and Mom right there. This is pre-game right here, Mom and I. The mask. Now, here's another thing. I got to get some of that anti-fog stuff to use when you go snorkeling and scuba diving, because I've noticed that one of the problems I'm having now is when I got my glasses on at night or in church or any kind of venue teaching, I've got the mask over the eye, over the nose, and I fog up. So there's Mom and me there. Oops, wrong way. Sorry about that. There we go. A nice little wide shot of the my brother's right there in the middle of the screen. He's next to that white box. Yeah, we're going to get a better shot of him in just a moment, but there's a little shot of Friday night there in Indiana. There's my brother right there in the middle of the screen, and next to one of his assistant coaches, Kyle Magnuson, I believe is his name, who played. I believe he played at Wyoming. He played at the University of Wyoming. Big guy, about 6'6", big guy, heck of a nice guy. But there's my brother on the bench. Now they've got they're pretty high tech here. These guys have got a TV and a tablet hooked up to do the whole almost NFL type deal here. And I'm going to give you. There's my brother right there. There's the TV. There you can see them looking at the last few plays. They played a really good team called Eastside over from the Ohio-Indiana border. They're a 2A. My brother's team's a 4A, but this is a 2A powerhouse. They had a good little quarterback, and they actually led this thing at one point 14-0, and the Concord scored 21 straight, 14 to tie it, 21 the score in overtime, the 7 points in overtime. He made a big defensive stand in overtime to get a win, but they put a big powerhouse. That was a big win and a good test. So there he is coaching, couple of the linemen there, and that's the visitors' side across the way. There's me, Mom, and my sister-in-law, and we're on our mask. I got my cowboy thing on there, and of course, that's before the Cowboys went out and laid an egg against Cleveland. But anyway, I brought my brother's big parka too, because I had a vest on. But I mean, I am like I definitely have some Australian or maybe Texan in me or beach in me, because it gets below 50 or any below 60, I get a little cold, and it was 48 that night, and we were all bundled up. Definitely bundled up, and I believe I lost there, so sorry about that. Come on now. Come on. There we go. Oh, sorry about that. Don't know what happened there. Huh. All right, well, I get some shots here. I'm going to play the video of my brother coaching here, so let me get this up for you guys. This is a short clip. I got a better clip. It's a 3-minute clip, but I didn't have a chance to edit it, and it's pretty funny because there's a place in there where you got to know my brother to know his emotion. He's not one of those guys that's okay. There's the picture. I think I saw it. You showed on the screen. It was the picture of the weight room. That's what it was. I think that's what you guys saw. I didn't see it. Sorry about that. We'll see if I can get that for you guys in a moment. The light's not showing up for me. Oh, there we go. Okay, let me get this back on the screen for you. There you go. This is their weight room. It's pretty sweet. I mean, this is a sweet, sweet place. Yes, this is a high school weight room in Indiana. This is not a high school weight room in Texas, which is what you'd think it would be. This is a very, very $4 million, $5 million renovation they put on. This is big time stuff here. Really cool. I mean, this is big time stuff. I was blown away. I mean, this blows away anything I went to school with. And I played school here. There's my brother. There he is as I don't know if he was a senior then or what, but there he is. And they put all the high school coaches' pictures up in a collage outside the weight room called A Trip Down Memory Lane. There he is, his TCA kit from back in the day. And that was a baseball game from gosh knows when. So there we go. We bring this back down again. So Let's play the video for you now. I'm gonna go with the video. This is the video of him coaching. Now, granted, you got to know my brother to appreciate this. Now, the one I didn't play because it was too long, and plus, I want to recreate it. But the quarterback walks up, and he's not having a bad game. He's not having a great game. He did throw up. Well, he threw a pick in the end zone, so that's a bad game. But he was moving the team sort of, but also moving the team not sort of. So a little bit of good, a little bit of bad. 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. They were in the game. They hung around long enough to eventually come back and win. And he made some big plays. But the quarterback comes up, the linemen are all there, and he's kind of talking, sort of firing his guys up, but also sort of talking about the play or whatever, and kind of chitty-chatting over my brother. My brother's trying to, these dice, going through the tablet and showing these guys, this is your man, this blah, blah, blah. My brother calmly, now a lot of coaches would probably scream and shout and go, "Hey, pay attention." I mean, I would have screamed hard, "Hey, you're getting your butt kicked. Why don't you sit down and, shut the, whatever." My brother calmly turns to the quarterback and a couple players and says, "Hey, you guys want to be quiet and sit down and pay attention? You're kind of getting your ASS kicked, and might be a good idea to pay attention." They didn't say a word, and they all sat down. They all paid attention. He didn't raise his voice. It was hilarious. So I got about 3 minutes of that. Pretty good stuff. This is a short clip here of him coaching. And bring this down a little bit. This is a short clip here on the sidelines. Here, get a little sideline feel. Not very long, 13 seconds, but I'm going to play it for you.
I didn't hear a number. That didn't say anything.
Yeah, he said
that really
77.
killed it. That killed the drive.
And then we had it
Right. That's not right away. I didn't hear a number. That didn't say anything.
Yeah, he said
that really
77.
killed it. That killed the drive.
And then we had it.
It's like he had some kind of weather map there. I'm not really sure to put this down. We'll pause it real quick. It's like he had some kind of weather map there. It's like they came to the sidelines, whatever's on the screen, somebody's looking at the weather, because it looked like a map of like the Mediterranean. You guys see that? Let me play it again. Let's see if I can pause it there. I'll see him pause it here for you guys. There it is. It looks like a weather map. Let me put it on the screen for you guys so you guys can see this. Do you guys see this? I don't know what it is, but it's like a weather map. It's like a peninsula. See that? It's like it looks like the screen. Like maybe that was their screen, world screen or something, because it's got the apps all across it. Like it looks like some kind of different apps across the big screen there on that Samsung. But it's like they're watching the weather. It's, oh, by the way, let's go to the next shot, and and then you see the next shot right there. You can see right there. There's the actual screen. But I just thought I just noticed that just now. I don't know if you guys saw that, but yeah, he was doing a little coaching there, a little behind the scenes work there. But I got one more to show you too. But that was him, and he's not really not saying anything there. But let me get to one more here. This one is sorry. All right, let me set the scene for you guys. This is the final play. Okay, Concord had actually taken the lead in overtime. This was they start at the 20 and they're going in, and this is the visiting team East Side. They've got their final hope here. If they score, extra point ties it. We go to second overtime. If they get stopped, then they get stopped, and that's exactly. Oops, what happened? Let me screen share this. I didn't screen share this, did I? Let's do that. Talk amongst yourselves, folks. Talk amongst yourselves, folks. Here we go. All right, we're going to go ahead and play this. I'll go ahead and play it. Hold on. Back it up just a tad here. Here we go. And I'm going to start this and get to you guys here. Come on.
Raymond Davis is sacked, and that's the ball game. Concord 21, Eastside 14 in overtime.
All right. Well, you guys got the idea of that. There you go. There we go. There was the big win. That's the big win right there. And that was a Friday night there in Indiana. So congratulations to Coach Vaughn. I want to show you one more thing. This is another video that it's not a game video, but this is a video that I posted. These are all on my Facebook page too. Maybe we can find this for you. This is one more I want to show you guys. And you can hear us talking a little bit in the background there. But here we go. This is actually the video of the weight room they put in. It's about a $5 million facility. This is granted, this is something you might see in a big school in Texas. And this is pretty impressive for this little school. I say little school. It's not a little school. It's a large classification there in Indiana. But they've actually hired a really a weight coach that does all this for all their programs, and pretty cool stuff. Check this out. Very cool. I mean, this is a huge building. I mean, it's bigger than some high schools' gyms. I mean, this is really nice. Indoor sprint lanes as well. Of course, you'll hear my amazement in a moment. It's coming, trust me. It's coming. My amazement.
Nice, Sam.
Yeah, I'm amazed. How much does this cost? Tells about $4 or $5 million, and you
Really nice.
and you can see my
His office, the nutrition room that's not finished yet. Meeting conference.
pretty cool, huh? This is pretty cool. I mean, this is a high school facility. It looks like a college facility. So here we go. That was my brother there on Friday with the weight room, brand new weight room there in Elkhart, Indiana at Concord. So anyway, that was my little show and tell from my trip to Indiana. Great times. I really wish I could play the entire video of my brother, but again, you have to know him to appreciate his leadership skills among young men and women, and the fact that he could have easily, and I would have just jumped down this kid's throat and said, "What in the world? Sit your butt down. Pay attention. We got to get this thing right." Instead, he looks around and says, real matter of factly, "Hey, it might be a good idea to be quiet. You're getting your butts kicked all over the field. Have a seat. Let's pay attention." And boy, all those heads are paying attention, including the quarterback. Very good stuff. But good to see everybody out there today. Hope you're doing well. This show won't be the long one today. It looks like a big night tonight, politic-wise. Is that the right word? Politic-wise. The word wise and politics, I don't think they mix, do they? Tonight, the vice presidential debate. Usually, probably it's snooze fest, but two factors, I think, and I think we all can agree on this. A, because the presidential debate was such a train wreck last week. And B, I don't, there's an article I saw today. This is not me being snarky, but with two of the oldest combatants for the office running against each other, this position becomes even more important. And I think especially because if Trump was to win, then Pence is your guy, you would think, for the next time around in 4 more years, which would be 2024, right? Is that right? Yeah, 2024. You would think. And the same thing bodes for Harris, although, that would be 8 years down the road, and it still might be sooner than later because Biden may be a one-term guy for his age. I mean, it's possible. Those have all been talked about. So and I think those two factors will make this interesting tonight. Plus, they're going to hopefully get some of the protocols right that as far as the plexiglass and things like that. But interesting. It'll be interesting to see tonight. I don't know how much I'll be dialed into it, although I would like to hear policy as opposed to blame. I would like to have heard something last week from Biden besides blame, and I'd like to have heard something from Trump besides, "Hey, that's not the case." I like to have heard something. I heard a little more policy from him, and I know what his policy is, so I kind of know, but I want to hear it again. I didn't hear anything from Biden, nothing new. But I want to hear because there's a big debate going on. Besides the fact, it's almost like a pieced meal together ticket from the Democrat side. Are they as bad as they've been pictured? Are they as good as they've been pictured? I want to know. I want to hear more than just, well, we're going to bring back Obamacare. I want to hear more about, because I'm hearing a lot of people are saber rattling against socialism and things of that nature. I want to hear it. But oftentimes these debates wind up giving us very much nothing more than what we saw last week. So I'm hoping we get something besides what I expect to hear is a lot of, hey, it's your fault we have COVID. That's what we're going to hear a lot of tonight. I want to hear more issues. I not so much for me, but for the American public who don't have their mind made up, perhaps. I want to find out what the issues are. I will say this: to blame any of this COVID mess on a politician or a person is ridiculous. Yes, could groups, states, cities all done differently? Yes. Could they have done differently and still avoided some of this? Maybe, we don't know. Predictions are all pretty much on target. What was going to happen? Nothing that's been predicted does not have nothing new has happened that we didn't think was really going to happen. But it'll be interesting to see how that's, because I guarantee you that's going to be the big subject tonight. It's a shame because this thing could be over in a year, less. And I guess my encouragement is, and I don't like to get political in this show at all, but what I try to say is, do you vote now for the pandemic response or lack thereof without repercussions of down the road of what you're going to be voting in if you go that route? If your vote is, okay, I'm voting because the pandemic response was bad. Okay, I get it. But what's that going to do for you 2-3 years down the road? That's my question. That's why I want to hear more about the issues, because so far I haven't heard much about the issues from either side. I know what Trump's issues have been for the most part. He's going to, assuming the pandemic ends, economy gets back to going again. That's the plan, as Max is going crazy. Hey, bud, stop it, please. But I want to hear more from both of them, from both sides. I need something besides, hey, it's your fault. That doesn't do anybody any good. I want to hear, and I'm again, not so much for me, but for the folks that don't know, haven't decided yet. I want to know the issues. Are you going, I want to know what, for example, from my house. Come here, bud. What are you doing? You okay? You okay? Say hello to everybody. Come here. Hello, everybody. Hello, folks. Where's your BONE? Where's your bone? Where's your bone, bud? Where is it? What? What? Where is it? What? Mama must have taken it. Oops, sorry about that. Anyway, from my household, this is no front page news. A lot of folks know this. Many of my fellow teammates were furloughed during the off season, during the baseball season. We didn't play in Kansas City. We were furloughed. That's not a secret. I'm not embarrassed. It's what happens. We're not alone. It happened in a lot of industries, airlines, restaurants, hotels, banks. Everybody. We were furloughed. We had extra help from the government. I took a loss this summer, which I'm not going to get into the X's and O's of dollars and cents, but we took a loss in our household. But thankfully, because of the stimulus, because of the CARES Act and the stimulus check, it wasn't nearly as bad as what it could have been. If we didn't have any of that help this last summer, we'd have been a load of hurt right now. We're talking load of hurt. I'm talking in a situation where I might have been forced to reinvent my career as thank you, sir, drive through. And I'm not kidding when I say that. Okay, so thankful that went through. The bad news is it was only a temporary, Band-Aid, because we weren't hoping for it forever. We're just hoping for it through the end of the season and through the off season until things got back to normal again for me. The way my contract works, it's it's a little different. But I didn't even get it all cut off before the season ended, and we ran out of that before the season ended. And it was not it's no one in Kansas City's fault. It's not their fault. It's the government. That's federal government for you right there. They went home they went home and had a vacation, which glad for them to do that. And they went home and argued some more. And well, Pelosi got her hair cut, and and others went home and argued or whatever they were doing. I mean, whatever they did, but they didn't help me. And so, from my standpoint, I want to know from both sides, because I will say this: there's an outside chance that if one of them says, you know what, the moment I'm elected, we're going to have a stimulus. We're going to get those back wages for people that lost wages. I'm all in for that. But I want to know how they're going to do it. They're going to wait around. Is whoever wins going to wait till January, February? Is that what they're going to do? I mean, I want something today. Is too late. We needed it back in July, because now we've gone all of August, all of September, and we're on some borrowed time. I mean, luckily, we saved, and my wife's working, but for how long? Luckily, I'm able to sub teach here and there, but that's not a career path that's going to keep the house afloat. And yet your politicians are taking advantage. So my thinking is, I want to hear more about that. I want to hear more about how you're going to help us, and not about how I'm going to wear a mask and be shut down. That's what I don't want to hear. I'm afraid tonight you're going to hear more of that. That's unfortunate. So we got to look forward to. But anyway, not to be on a downer note, but that's on my mind. I will watch with some interest. Baseball's going on. Playoff baseball's going on. It's interesting to see, and I read this today, an article that apparently the Rangers, who were hosting the playoff bubble last night, drew rave reviews for their show, for the Dodgers and Padres last night. Apparently, actually using some of the Dodgers pre-canned items and things like that, which I thought was kind of cool. But baseball, I will say this: the hockey felt weird, even though it was good for Dallas. The NBA just feels really weird, playing NBA Finals in October, and I've kind of been dialed out anyway in general. I think they'd have been better served just to regroup and start, because their normal season starts over again, what, 2 weeks? The hockey's going to start over first of the year. I think NBA will do the same thing, but baseball, at least it's in the right time frame. At least they're playing the playoffs in the right time frame, I guess. But and it's where I don't want to see is I don't want to see the NFL getting the same kind of winning percentage deal. I think it's very important the NFL gets many of those games in as possible, that everybody plays the 16. And if that means you got to throw a couple bye weeks here and there, that's going to be important. And at the worst case scenario, you're going to have to play your division games. You're not going to be able to go with, because right now, I mean, the way the division format's set up, you can take the top. Let's just extrapolate this thing out and say the NFC East is terrible at Thanksgiving, which is probably right. Do you just don't take a team for the NFC East? Is that what happens? So, I mean, I think that's very important that they play this thing out. All righty. Don't have a lot more to go here, but time to shut it down. I hope you enjoyed the videos. Hope you enjoyed some of that stuff today. I'm really proud of my brother. My brother got an award 3 weeks ago as Teacher of the Year, and he does a phenomenal job, and his wife, phenomenal job. My brother, what's really cool, and I can tell you this because my intern, Luke Schrock, we had last year in 19th season in Kansas City. Luke came from my brother's program where back in the day, Luke was a senior, wanted to go into broadcasting and media. My brother got him an internship as a senior in high school at a local station, and monitored and mentored Luke. And Luke went on to, he's a cornerstone up there in Grand Rapids and doing great things. And, there's kid after kid after kid after kid that my brother deals with. And he gets thank you notes and guys, students to come back and young ladies to come back and visit and tell him thank you for what he's done. And I couldn't be prouder. It's about being bigger than oneself. And it's something that I miss about not being on the air with the T-Bones this year. I loved to do the extra thing. I love the Ronald McDonald House and having youngsters come to the booth and say hi, and meeting the families and the fans and getting to know these people, just being a part of things and just making someone's day a little bit better. Maybe a client to come on the radio with us and talk about whatever. That's what I live for. And my brother's able to do those things all the time, and my wife does it, and my sister-in-law does it. They're all teachers and do a fine job of being bigger than oneself. So that's something I try to do as best I can. It's very hard in a seasonal situation, but I do it as best I can. So anyway, very proud of what he's done, and much love to him. So all right, we'll be back on Friday. It's already Friday already. Boy, flying by, isn't it? Flying by this week. Flying by, flying by. Friday already. Friday, I don't know what we'll do. Friday, we'll definitely, the wife will be back, and my mom will probably stop by on a live look into wherever she's going to watch football. And we'll have an adult beverage or two on Friday and all that. Much love to all you guys. Love y'all very much. Hope you guys are good. Virtual hugs. Let's be better tomorrow than we were today. Let's show love. Again, we're not going to agree on a lot of stuff. Our teams, for example, we don't agree on the same teams. We're not from the same places. We don't agree on the same policies sometimes. We don't agree on the same political parties. We're not going to. We can all agree to love each other. So let's keep doing that. Let's keep going forward the best we can. And, remember that, love is the answer, not Republican or Democrat, okay? Let's remember that. Boy, I sound so smart there, don't I? All right, much love to you guys. See you guys on Friday, 5 o'clock Central Daylight Time. Roll the close, put that up on the screen. Much love. See you Friday. See y'all then, everybody.